So this is an old video that you're going to watch. I started filming in November 2023 and it took me a year to post. So these are all archived clips. You know, some of my thoughts might have changed, some might stay the same, but I'd like to post them because it's part of the journey and it's important to me, and they matter to me, and it shows the journey and shows different thoughts I was going through compared to now, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. That is the best yoga session I've had so far, in terms of feeling everything, in terms of getting into the positions, in terms of generally just having fun with it and enjoying it. Like that one I've enjoyed the most. I really have. I love that one. And I think it really made me feel like all that work's paying off. Every absolute dog of a session that I had at the start, where I generally was extremely frustrated with myself, made myself feel like shit. I feel like I just redeemed in that class. Now I know for a fact that feeling like utter dog is going to come back again. And I also know that this feeling is going to come back again. And this feeling feels better when you embrace, the bad feeling, the feeling of sucking. When you embrace that feeling and you really do sit in it, it means you can sit in this one more. I feel great about that session. I really enjoyed that session. Do you know one of the big reasons why? Because I was learning a lot in that. And like I was feeling my body. Like, it does take a bit of getting used to of how she's describing each position. She's an amazing teacher. And her descriptions are fantastic. So detailed yet like simple. And it's hard to understand at first, but you've literally just got to trust what she's saying and move in that way, and you'll be in that position. And the fun that I had in that session with just trying different things, different sort of movements, when she says some stuff like, put your right hand here and push down here, and you go, damn, that felt good. Yeah, that made it more intense. That pushed me into a stretch, into a feeling of doing something. I think a lot of the time when I've been sort of doing this yoga, I've not been feeling anything, and that's the frustration. It's like you're spending all your time going and nothing's happening. You don't feel like you're doing anything. You don't feel like you're improving. But that session today, that was phenomenal. And that's what patience gets you. And that's what you've got to remember through the times when things make you feel bad. I mean, everyone says, just get through it. It will end. That's true. And as much as I don't necessarily like that sort of frame of mind, I think it's onto something. For me, it doesn't fit perfectly with how I think, but it sparks an idea of keep going, keep trying. Like, it doesn't just end. I think that's what I don't like about that. It can't, that, it doesn't just end necessarily. Waiting and biding time doesn't necessarily make the bad go away. You've got to almost actively wait. You've got to do things. You've got you've got to be in that moment. You've got to be present in that pain, and you've got to be present in the joy, and then it will pass. I don't think you could just numb yourself and let it pass. That doesn't work. That's why I don't like that saying, because it's quite inaccurate in a sense. It's not. For me, it doesn't hit the spot. But what like I just said, what I like to think is that actively passing time, sitting in how dog this actually is. But I guess I can do that because I do have the hope that it goes. Oh God. I do have the belief that it passes. I have the knowledge. I wouldn't say belief. I have the knowledge. I have the evidence that it passes, and that goal, that aim, that target, that end point, or that it's not the end point, but in your mind it's an end point. When you're looking at it, just get to that. It's not an end point because it's a cycle, but focusing on that, and I'm getting to that. And the knowledge that you can, knowledge and belief that you can get to that point is key as well with actively letting time pass. And for me, working on everything, thinking about things, feeling things, and like I said, you can't numb. You can't numb things and just let time pass. For me, I don't learn. I don't learn that quick sort of, like, get it done, get past it, go head down, go past it. And then I look back at the other side and I'm like, whew, God, what was that all about? And that's generally what I think. I'm like, God, what was that all about? And I sit there and I try and digest it, but I'm almost missing information because I haven't sat in it all and felt everything, felt the bad, felt the good. In the past, I know I've numbed myself. So the issue in numbing yourself during the bad is you numb yourself during the good, or you don't feel the extent of the good because you haven't felt the extent of the bad. For me, that's a real key thing in my life, that there's two sides to it. And that's, I was told today, it was like, oh, I've got a really like positive, I'm quite positive I've got a positive mindset and outlook. And it just didn't agree with me, that statement. And it's more, I look at the balance. And I couldn't really describe it, but these are the words. It's the balance that I look at. Because there's going to be a balance. There's an equal and opposite reaction. There's the bad thing that happens, and then there will be good that happens. And same with the good. When a good thing happens, a bad thing is then going to happen. Eventually, it just is. You can't just keep going up, and you just can't keep going down. That's how it works. And at one time, it baffled me and it panicked me a bit to think that, oh God, I'm just going to be going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I want to be a straight line. And I think that's where the numbing comes into it, is that straight line. And that's why society is a bit messed up, because we take pills just to numb the feelings. And now, I'm not saying I know what everyone's going through. I know what everyone's feeling. I'm not saying that. But for me, I can't do that. I can't just numb myself. I've got to feel the good and the bad. Because, like I said, if I want to feel the good, I've got to feel the bad. And that's necessary because one comes after another. And if you panic and you're just like, oh, I can't appreciate this great moment because a bad one's next. That's what I felt. It's like anticipation for the bad. So you can't enjoy the good because you're just anticipating the next stressor, the next struggle, the next issue, the next negative. You're anticipating it. You're scared of it. You're flinching. You're flinching at it. Whereas if you just surrender to it, if you surrender to the bad and the good, I feel like you experience life more, you feel life more. Might make more dramatic people, but for me it's the opposite of numbing. It makes me feel life a lot more and feel how intense life actually is. Which for me, the more intense life is, the more lessons I'm learning, the more ups and downs, the more experiences I'm having, the more I'm living. It's fun. It's fun, it's crazy, it's hard. At the same time, it's all into one, and it's life. And it's great. But, yeah. What a great session of yoga. So, peace.